I want to ask you a question. You know all the problems as it relates to that accident from today as opposed to 15 years ago. 15 years ago, would you have been okay if I said, I'm going to give you a check for $10,000 and you can have all these problems the rest of your life? Would you have accepted $10,000? Would you accept it 50? If I said, I'll give you a check 15 years ago. Here's $50,000, but here's all the problems you're going to have with your neck the rest of your life. Would you accept $50,000 10 years ago? Huh?
Probably.
You'd accept $50,000 to have permanent problems with your neck the rest of your life.
Not knowing what I mean.
That's not what I said. Let's listen to me. Listen to me. This is very important. Don't get confused. 15 years ago, not knowing anything, and if I told you you're going to have all these problems that you now know about, would you be okay with having all those problems if I gave you a check for $50,000?
No.
How many of you would be? How many of you would be willing to settle for $50,000 for this for 15 years and more? What about $100,000? What if I said, I'll give you a check for $100,000, you can have this pain and stiffness, headaches, dizziness, how it affects your relationships, the rest of your life, and it's going to get worse, and I'll give you a check for $100,000. Would you take it? What's my point? Nothing's worth it. What else is my point? What kind of justice are you doing for your patients? What kind of justice are you doing for your patients? Accepting lowball offers for permanent injuries like this that's going to affect her the rest of her life and deteriorate the quality of her life. What are you doing for your patients? That's what you're doing. It's a total disservice. Because you don't see all this. You just think it's a minor soft tissue injury. You don't see everything that we just put together. And so you think it's worth only $5,000, $10,000, $15,000. And there's no way she would be willing to take a check for $100,000. Who would take, I wouldn't take $500,000 or $1 million. Who wants physical pain and restrictions that continue to get worse the rest of their life? Okay? So how much money is it worth getting at that point in time? Knowing that this is the cascade of event, and these are all, now remember, this is at MMI. MMI means we know these are permanent. How much money is it worth? It's worth as much as you can get. That's what it's worth. And it's not even worth that. It's worth way more than that. But this is how it all comes together. And you as the attorney. Now, me as the doctor, I know this. I can affect all this. But I can't take her to court. I can't help. I can tell her, I can say, you got a great case. This is what's going on. And I do. I'll tell patients. I'll say, you got this, this, and this. I said, tell your attorney, he needs to get on the ball. Okay? But what's the only option you have as the attorney with these patients? Pick a better doctor. Or you're stuck with low ball offers. You're stuck with cervical sprain strains and nothing. Pick a better doctor. Somebody that knows how to document all 12 of these categories. Give it to you in a narrative report. Giving it to you in a testimony. Giving it to you in a trial. That's what he's doing. That's why they're getting policy limit awards, case after case after case from that insurance company. Because they went to court and they delivered this and they kicked their butt. And now the insurance company knows. They know how. They have this with every case. And that's what they give them at every case. And the insurance company just goes, here's the check. Next. Would you want that as an attorney? Would you want the insurance company just to cut you the check for the full amount? Yes, you would. Yes, you would. And there's only one way to do that. If you're an attorney, there's only one way to do that. It's to find and work with the doctors that know how to document this, high sensitivity testing, put it in the narrative format, know how to give it deposition. And when you have it in the narrative format, that's your greatest weapon. That's your greatest weapon. And let me sum it up and we'll wrap it up. I appreciate you. I thank you for, yeah, thanks a lot.
We need some icy hot now. Yeah, right.